Hey everyone, Brad here, and today I'm gonna shoot a quick video with some questions that have been coming up when I've been speaking with people about finding their ideal niche and their perfect patient. So one really big thing that often gets overlooked is being able to understand from a deeper level on what your ideal perfect patient really is looking for. So there's three main components that I really like to incorporate in terms of answering questions and really knowing from a deep level when I'm looking at targeting a specific market and finding that perfect patient within it. So the first thing that we really want to understand is the desire. And the desire really comes from the deep rooted need and wants that that ideal perfect patient has that really comes up in order for you to be able to address so that they'll come start seeing you. And this goes beyond just saying, I've got shoulder pain or I want to get stronger to be able to run faster or whatever. But the deeper reasons as the desire why might be, well, it's if I can run faster and I'm stronger and I don't have pain, I'm able to keep up with my friends. I'm not the old person. I'm not feeling quite as bad. I'm not feeling left out, neglected, so on. So those might be deeper reasons why somebody wants a specific goal. And really is that underlying desire for why they're looking at getting help from your services in the first place. The second thing is awareness, and that's really how much does your prospect know or really understand about the solutions that you provide, both products and services. And the reality is that for example, I have a physiotherapist who's working near San Diego, and they focus on a lot of throwing based sports. So they deal with people who are doing javelin, shot put, as well as baseball players. And the big thing that was a problem for him was he had great amount of experience. He's got working with some high level athletes, but he wasn't getting as many new patients coming to him. When we actually started to look at what the awareness was for some of those people he was trying to target, was they didn't really understand from a standpoint of what exactly he was really doing. They thought physiotherapy had to do a lot with older people, falls and post accidents and stuff like that. And they really thought and were bred and learned that they needed to see athletic therapists. So he lost a lot of business for a period of time because he didn't realize that from an awareness standpoint, the people he was trying to target thought the athletic therapist or sports chiropractor were a better option than a physiotherapist. Physiotherapists for old people and post-hip surgery and so on. So when we started to change the perception and the marketing messages to those ideal prospects, he ended up getting a lot more of these throwing-based athletes coming in to see him, as well as other athletes kind of in that realm who normally wouldn't have seen him because of thinking physiotherapy is really just not what they need, and they really need athletic therapy or sports chiro. So the awareness is a really key component to being super successful in attracting those perfect patients. So the last kind of thing that we talk about, and this is a Eugene Schwartz thing, and Eugene Schwartz was a master marketer, a really great advertiser, and commonly referred to in the Dan Kennedy world and so on in terms of marketing. And he calls this sophistication. And in sophistication, there's essentially 5 levels. We won't go into a lot of detail right now, but the whole component of sophistication is really how many competitors are already in the market and have positioned themselves in front of your ideal patients or prospects. And why that's really important is when you're going into a market, if you're going into a market saying, hey, I'm treating back pain or shoulder pain, whatever, how many people are already in that market? So you're now competing with other physiotherapists, massage therapists, chiropractors, everyone else who treats pain. But you're also competing against things like medications, icy hot patches, the next different product that helps to alleviate pain, curcumin, and all this other stuff. So when you're going into a marketplace, it's really important to pick a segment that there's not a lot of competitors, and you can start to be the first or second in terms of the spin. So if I'm saying, listen, I'm dealing with rotator cuff based problems and athletes in that realm, I'm going to have a lot less competition and people set up in that specific market and niche, as opposed to saying I'm treating shoulder pain, for example. And shoulder pain is at least one layer, because most people just say, I treat pain, very general. Well, so does everyone else in the world, and about 50,000 other products and other services. So from that sophistication standpoint, you really want to understand how many people are in that segment, and not just people, but also products and other ways that people can solve their specific problem. And that really ties into the awareness of really understanding about what do they believe to be true. Do they believe that an icy hot patch is going to be all they really need? So if they go work out and their shoulder hurts after, they put an icy hot patch on it, they're good. Or they take their curcumin supplement or whatever it is, and that's all that they really need. So if they believe that to be true, you've got to work a bit on your messaging in order to get that. And everything really relates back to the overwhelming desire. So why does someone want to improve or get better or whatever specific goal? Why do they really want it from a deep level? And if you look at the module, there's a small segment of module 1 that's a bit of the free training about finding your perfect patient. We go into a bit of the details of their fears and frustrations and the overall outcomes that they're looking for. So that's the most immediate, and that's where most people are surviving. And they're frustrated because they want to lose weight, they've got shoulder pain, back pain, whatever it is, or they want to run faster, and ultimately they're frustrated because they're not able to do what they want. They want to be able to do it, but they can't. So where you really can find your ideal messaging and connecting better with your perfect patients, both from the sophistication level and awareness, is understanding that desire. And the desire really comes from what is to happen into the future. And that's what I really refer to as the implications. So what are the implications if someone doesn't get their low back pain sorted out? Well, they might need medication, they might need surgery, they might not be able to play a specific sport. And what are their dreams and kind of desires and their outcomes that they want from that? Well, they want to be able to do a specific sport, keep up with their friends, don't be feeling like the old person. They can just put on shoes and go and they don't have to worry about anything. So if we kind of know from a deeper standpoint, it's going to be easier to create better messaging, to improve the awareness to the perfect patients. And if they believe a certain thing about icy hot patches being the best or curcumin, then we're able to start to disrupt their thought pattern because we're able to connect deeper on that level of desire. And from that standpoint, we can start to position ourselves in the market in terms of sophistication and be the first or kind of second person in that world to be able to get connected on a deeper level with those perfect patients. So hopefully this video is helpful for you to understand a little bit about, you really got to tap into those desires. You've really got to make the patients that you're trying to target aware that your service is the best through sophistication and positioning, as well as you also want to understand really what they think is true rate to begin with, because that's going to matter on how you do your marketing campaigns and targeting and all that. So thanks again for tuning in. We'll be talking a little bit more about positioning and how to get yourself in front of the right patient with the right message in a later video. Comment below if you have any questions, and I'd love to be able to chat with you. If you want any help developing who your perfect patient should be, or you have any questions, send me a message, and I'd love to be able to connect with you. Thanks.